Hey, I'm Hazen Fields II.
I'm Trey.
And I'm Lex.
And I'm Darren Curry.
And this is
Various Fields.
We have a new member of Various Fields. Joining us is the very awesome, special Daryn Curry. And if you guys weren't aware, they filled in for MySpace last week. In that last week episode, you would have already watched or seen. And one, I have to thank you so much because they came in, as the kids say, clutch.
Yeah.
They still say clutch. They came in clutch, but it was an honor to have you be in that chair, fill in that chair. And because you did, we also wanted to tell your story, at least the sort of how we all became friends and family and then a member of Various Fields. And I think it is very fun. I'll hand it off to my brother a little bit and then we'll hand it off to you. But I think something that we've learned as we were growing up with between my dad and stuff, that we like to be as inclusive as possible for our friends and family. But when it comes to, immediate, tight, intimate circles, things like that, we've always kept it very structured because I think our Fields family operates in a very specific way, in a very specific dynamic. Sometimes there's a lot of energy, there's a lot of nerdum, all that jazz, and sometimes it's hard to explain to people. So it's like, hey, we love you, but sometimes the click takes a while. I mean, don't expect it. We're really weird people. Without being weird, I think we met Darren and the click was instant.
Very instant.
Very instant. So
Fantastic.
I want to either hand off to Darren or hand off to my brother, but
So, as I remember the memory, Lex and I were actually meeting up at Skinny Pancake, right?
Yeah.
And we've done regular hangouts there for lunch, just talking about a lot of our various ideas. And one of the servers there, Darren, right, comes in and she had a very unique style about them that looked almost like off of a comic strip or a page. Like the way I saw it, it looked like a character, right, out in the pub. I was like, has anyone drawn you before? Because you look like a character. You know what I mean? And not in any kind of offensive way, but there was something of an artsy vibe came off of them. So much so that I had to initiate the conversation, and that's how I did it. That's how we started our friendship from there. But I guess we'll take over there if I missed anything from the conversation.
Nope, that is exactly how it happened. And then after that, we clicked off. We clicked immediately. And then I think by the next week or 2 weeks later, we were playing Marvel Sentinels.
Yeah, we're doing great.
Just immediate like that.
We're doing awesome. Games, Sentinels. I think one of the fun parts is we also immediately started adopting as sister, things like that. So I find it very serendipitous. And this is, again, we like to welcome everyone onto the podcast and then guests, but very serendipitous that I feel honored and respected that if anyone's going to be able to take this seat and match my brother, my dad's vibe, it was you. But also, I think you were very much, at least from my perspective, you may have been thrown into the position. How does it feel hanging out with Fields family in this context, being part of Various Fields? What was your experience on that show last week?
Honestly, it was a tiny bit nerve-wracking because I've never talked on camera like this before. The only time I've ever been on a stage or on a camera was for dance recitals or dance competitions when I was younger. So I guess I wasn't nervous in the aspect of being seen, but definitely being recorded and speaking.
Well, we're very excited to have you because you have now been the first lady to be what we consider our feminine energy that's going to be a part of the Various Fields core. I hope I'm always saying the wrong things, but
funny.
Strong connotations behind
we've always talked about all the testosterone in the room. When it's different subject matters. We always want to be fair. So now going forward, for everybody that's watching, when you see us together, me and my son, that's the normal setup. But right here, this has now been designated the fourth chair. So whoever fills the fourth chair, well, it's the fourth chair for this scenario, But so filling the fourth chair and being the first guest host, and you're going to be like the mainstay guest host when we have a young lady come in. We will rotate.
Yes.
So no one will take your place or fill your shoes, but we will rotate from time to time to get other people involved. And even the fourth chair will be filled with maybe not just, outside of a regular guest. You will have someone that we'll call a fourth chair, which will be different than a regular guest. Someone that will, get into the fields.
Hosty vibes.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, people. I like to call it the fields bounce. There's a level of conversation that when we talk, it gets a little
like a pH balance in every field.
Indeed,
Helps
like
the
science,
conversation
like,
grow.
yeah. we're an acquired taste when. But anyway, so Darren, we're gonna come back to what my son was saying. So let's talk about you in your totality, because you are super helpful with me. But tell us more about you, and we'll dive into the fashion side in a moment.
Oh, awesome. Well, I grew up in Albany.
Mm.
I lived with my mom. She's super awesome. Honestly, going towards fashion, she is my fashion inspo. I think my mom should be famous for because
that's
when you
very
see
sweet.
her, you think that that's a celebrity just living their day to day life. I think she generally looks like a celebrity.
That's
I think she's super cool.
She is a super cool mom.
She is.
That is so cool.
She's my fashion inspiration. But went to school here. I had family in the city, so used to travel back and forth on weekends and the summers to see my grandmother. Um, I just grew up here, had multitude jobs, and now work for the state now, which is fun. And now I work with various fields.
And I wanted to take that opportunity because you work with various fields, and I think you're also helping us immensely, because that's also going to connect to the fashion show we went to. But as of right now, the general term of it in the social media department, if you guys have noticed maybe a slight increase, or maybe you'll start seeing a slight increase of social media output, and maybe more of an Instagram and a TikTok, that might be for a very particular reason, which is Daryn Curry.
and also Mr. Paul Rudnick. And also
Paul Rudnick.
And our team is expanding.
Our team is expanding.
We have, are we allowed to say all the names?
I have no idea.
We have
teams expand.
The team is expanding.
Hope to have more
people. The reason why I say it that way, because there's some people on our team who are like, no, don't put us on
behind the camera.
We want to stay behind the camera, and we want to respect that. But of course, we have the voice of the future, Mr. Nels.
Good afternoon.
All right, and Paul Rudnick, he's out there taking care of other stuff. Anything you see, we'll talk about that, because we got a 15-minute mark that we're going to be talking about other things.
Yeah.
But now, you helped me particularly yesterday, because I made the statement to her. We went to this fashion show.
Yeah.
And I'm not a fashion person. I'm actually, she was saying so many things about color. She knows more. She knows more colors than I think that exist. I didn't, like, no, really. It's just all these colors, and she's telling me everything. And as she was talking, I really felt like a caveman, like a Cro-Magnon. Man, I felt like I hunched over and I wanted her to hold my hand. Me see color, and she was like, yes, that's it. And she started using all these fancy words. So
no, I swear they were fancy.
They're fancy.
She used the word Scarlet.
Chartreuse. Complex.
I did use the word Charlotte on the phone the other day.
So would you say that fashion is your passion?
It rhymes because it's good.
Yes. But no, I do think it's definitely my passion. I think especially growing up with my mom, I always, I don't know, just, I guess, inherited just having, honestly, good taste. And I don't know if that's overconfidence, but I think I generally do have good taste when it comes to clothes and comes to fashion. And that's just because of seeing my mom day to day. Even her work outfits were absolutely, she just looks tailored and perfect. And so I was like, oh, I'm going to look like that when I go to work. Or when every single time as a kid, I was like, oh, I can't wait till I grow up, because then I can have her clothes. And then I can have, she actually gave me this one specific jacket that I have been wanting. I have wanted this one jacket for years, and it's from, I love the brand Free People. It is this Free People jacket, and it's gray, and it has this beading, and it's almost a very militarian look with the lapels. Absolutely fantastic. So I just get everything from her, and I feel like the way she raised us, fashion definitely is a very big aspect of who you are, because it's how you represent yourself outside of your home.
Wow. I can't wait to meet your mom, because I got this feeling I'm going to see this star, and I feel like in your house there's like a red carpet and everything. That kind of thing coming down and changing. That's wonderful.
So I got to ask, what exactly is fashion? Because I often put on shirts and pants regularly, and I think I'm fashionable, but I could be wrong. So when it comes down to it, like, what defines fashion? Because if I wore an umbrella hat on a daily basis and call it my style, would that be fashion?
Technically, yes. Anything could be fashionable. It doesn't always mean that it resonates with everyone.
Fashion friendly, not fashion forward.
You know, you need to be on the cover of Diplomacy magazine. That's beautiful.
But I think everyone has their own taste, and I love when you can tell when someone has their own style. Fashion, I don't think it has its own or has an exact definition. It's just based off of each person's style and how they want to be perceived in the world and how they want to express themselves openly without even having to say words.
I want to use that as a transition because you mentioned just earlier, like, I'm not sure if it's too confident. To me, Darren is one of the most, I say this, no hold bar, one of the most confident people I've ever met. And it's one of the most, they're absolutely fantastic. I can give stories about it. But I also want to say that I think the way you're talking about fashion also exudes your confidence. And for me, I think one of those things where you're talking about how your style and how you walk in the world, and I think one of the things that's interesting about fashion or how people perceive themselves is I'm not sure people's relationship with fashion or relationship with themselves also notices how they reflect with their confidence. I'll rephrase by saying, like, sometimes people are very shy or whatever the case is, or they don't know how to express themselves in some form of
fashion.
I didn't do that on purpose. But what would you say to those people about, like, all right, what are tips to express yourself, not just through fashion, but through confidence, and why would you promote maybe dressing or moving or, expressing yourself in a certain way?
I would promote it by when you look good, you feel good. I feel very much in my own skin when I look fantastic. Like going outside, I'm gonna make sure I look great before I even step out my house.
Wow.
Even just brushing like your teeth, like I can't leave the house if my teeth aren't brushed, my face isn't washed. I'm not leaving the house. I don't care what time of day it is. But yeah, when you look good, you feel good, and when you feel good, you just want the world to know you feel good. You walk with your head held high, your shoulders are more pushed back, because when you're confident in how you look, you're like, wow, I look great. You're just happy. Nothing's gonna get you down.
Thank you very much. You know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, there seems to be a consistent fashion in this room. Yeah. So what do you think about this particular fashion? Maybe you can describe it.
Our merch?
Yes.
No, can you put an exclamation point on that?
Our merch.
This is our merch.
And it's the height of fashion, I understand.
Yes. Another good way to do it is we're leaning into the marketing positions of this. So hopefully soon we'll have these shirts available for the peoples if you're more curious about the various fields. Fashion.
And if you're really good with it, you could do something like Darren did.
Oh, yes. I adjusted my shirt. We got them yesterday, and then I was just up, and I was like, oh, each episode it says it's called various dialogues. So I was like, oh, I think I have fabric or ribbon that has dialogue or script on it. So I took it in on the sides, and I used the ribbon.
Wow. So you can even take this height of the various fields logo and the various fields name on the back. I don't know, can you see the name on the back? It's got the name on the back. And you can even make that even more fashionable. Actually, Nels, he's wearing a logo. Maybe you could put it in front of the...
Do you want to go in front of it?
He got it? He got it?
Oh, the master.
Beautiful. Well done. You saw how he dissolved out of his face. That was great. So we're trying to become fashionable too. You know. And actually, if everyone here wants to become more fashionable in your world, you can do that by watching various fields and making sure that you like, share, subscribe, and hit all the buttons. That's right. Okay.
I like how you got nervous being like, if you want to become more fashionable, watch various fields. Like, wait a minute.
I was like, maybe a couple more episodes of the topic.
But also, if you
if you want to join our website, www.
Variousfields.com.
We don't have that. Let's do it again. www.variousfields.com. Oh, that was much better.
You
Yeah.
can join our website, and also you can leave a message for us to listen to, and we can learn more about your sense of style, your sense of fashion, and what you think maybe we should all do better.
Yes. And also, I got one other thing. We have ways now that you can support that which you see here. We'll be putting up somewhere along there our Cash App, which is that way you can become I'm going to use it right now. We haven't landed on a name, but if you want to be a sower into these fields, the various field sower, you can contribute and whatever you want. However it is, anything would be a help to continue to bring programming like this, as well as you can go to the website and suggest topics, and all those things. So all that you can do and become a part of the Various Fields family, and we'll post it down in the description. Is that right?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
So it's so good. So we're back to Miss Daryn. All right. So we're talking about fashion. We're looking good. All right. I always like to make, the connection between things and community. Okay. Tell me like your idea of like fashion throughout the times, what's your view, or how do you see fashion through the times, and maybe you can give us a summation or a lens.
I guess when it comes to fashion throughout the times, you definitely notice a lot of repeaters, like how bell bottoms are coming back. A lot more people are wearing boot cut jeans. I'm definitely a boot cut jean wearer. And also, I feel like, I guess throughout the times, it also it sort of shows of how people see you. Because if you notice throughout the times, the better dressed and the more confident you are in the way you are dressed, especially going outside like as a person of color, and you almost feel like, I don't know if it's a need to want to look as good as you could, just because of the way people will perceive you. Because being a person of color, generally you just have to look good, at least to a certain extent, because of the way people will treat you. Like, I know for me, I get treated better as a person of color when I look great, I look confident, I speak up more, and especially when people like the way you look, they're going to approach you more, they're going to want to talk to you, you're going to get invited to more things. It's just, I feel like throughout the years, it just shows how much fashion can change your life, and it changes the way the world sees you.
Yeah. Do you think we'll ever get back? See, when I was a kid, and if you ever watched the old films, you ever see film footage from like the 50s, people who were teenagers were wearing shirt and tie and jackets. And I was wondering if, in fact, Nelson laughed at that. Listen, you got to think of the young people at SNCC. When we were watching, things happening in Selma, Alabama, when the sit-ins were happening at the lunch counters, a lot of them were wearing shirts and ties. They were college students and stuff like that. But it looks like they were very mature. It looked like they were older people.
Yeah.
So when I was growing up, even going to job interviews, we were like told, make sure you wear a good shirt and a tie and a jacket to go to the job interview. And I noticed as I've gotten in the position of my job where I'm watching interviews, I don't see that anymore. Is that something that will ever come back, do you think? Or
I definitely think it'll come back. I think it also depends on, one, the generation that is going to the job interviews and what the job is for. Like, for me personally, I always wear some type of button-up, either like some type of tailored slack if I'm going to an interview or I'm meeting with someone that I know will help me get to the next step in my life. I always try to dress as business casual or professionally as I can to exude that, no, I am ready for the next step in my life, and I would like to talk about it now. But I feel like it really just depends on what the interview is for, because I see people with the with button-up shirts or with ties and jackets. I know a couple of my friends who dress this way, and we also fall into aesthetics now. Because when it comes to, everybody now uses the word aesthetic a lot, especially to describe themselves and the way they dress and how they want to have themselves perceived. Like you have whimsigoth, you have preppy, there's old money. Like people want to be perceived in a certain way, and so they're going to dress like that and only buy clothes in that aesthetic because that's where they feel like they fall into.
Okay. Well, this is my last question. I'm gonna let you guys take it. What do you think of the phrase? I've heard this phrase growing up as well. Dress for the job you want,
Yes.
not the job that you're at. So because I remember going to, as a kid, I didn't care what I was going to, if it was a stock, if I was able to do stock things, you put stock in it, suit, shirt, not stocks.
I think we'll start.
Nels?
I was going to say that a second ago, and then you just said it.
Please.
I think that is very relevant because it sets you to the next level before you even have to put it into action. But the action is dressing for it. But then, like you said, feeling good, feel great, put it into action, and then it'll put you at the next level with that subconsciously.
All right, I like that. All right, so tell us about that statement. Thank you very much, listeners. Now, we'd love to hear from
Voice of the future.
Voice of the future.
I love that statement. I do that now. Like with my job, I could dress it's more casual than business casual at my job, but I only wear jeans on Friday. I always wear slacks, some form of dress that reaches to here. I like looking like how my supervisors and the higher ups look because I get talk to them more. They come up and have casual conversation with me more instead of just passing by my desk, or I get selected to do more stuff because one, I look like how I want to be at work. I want to be a supervisor. I want to move up at work. And also my work also reflects that. So besides just looking great, I'm also doing great work.
All right. I like that.
And I feel like it backs it up.
Before I say my last thing, I want to...
Absolutely. I like the idea of fashion. First of all, before I even go into my statement, I wanted to ask, do you ever think that those red shoes are ever going to come back? The ones that look like...
moon boots?
Or I guess they were moon boots. Was that what they were called?
The rubbery... I know what you're talking about. They're like rubbery stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You remember what I'm talking about? You got a nod for
They're
that.
hard to take off.
They're hard to take off.
Hard to take
Because
off.
they came up and it was like, oh, everyone was talking about them, and then they disappeared.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, should they just stay?
They could stay disappeared. I know me personally, I wouldn't wear them.
Yeah.
I very much love boots. I love red boots. I have so many different forms of red shoes, especially wine red's favorite color. But I wouldn't be seen wearing those boots.
All right.
Personally.
I personally enjoy fashion being, like you said, a little bit of a statement piece of who you are, but also I kind of like being a switch up of a uniform or a mentality change as well. Because if you decide to dress up as a skater, as an example, if that's an aesthetic that you're going for, I feel as if often people will try to act more as they appear. You know, and oftentimes it's like there's, like you said, whimsigoth. There's a lot of people that are now dressing up like either. There's also another thing called pirate core as well. They're often dressing up as these particular aesthetics, not just because it reflects their mood, but this is kind of like the personality that they kind of want to have in the forefront whenever they're making their introductions as well. So it does a little bit of both of like dress for the job you want and express of who you are as to who you are. Right? I like it as another form of art. Right?
Oh, okay.
Right? And like you said, it's a nice part of the conversation that you are bringing to the table and I guess displaying the whole package.
Yeah, because your clothes are your armor for the outside world. When I look great, I'm untouchable. Like that's how I feel.
Do you think armored plating is ever going to come back?
Yes. In certain ways, because there's Ren fairs, people are trying to bring more of that Renaissance look in their day-to-day. I've seen people add more chainmail to their clothing.
Chainmail, really?
I have
It's not
seen
hard
that
to
as
make
well.
chainmail. I've made it at home before.
That's
It's fun. It's
Absolutely.
First
very
you get chain, and then you
fun.
get shit. I also want to do just because we have a shorter episode, as you will see this time around. So I want to know. We know Darren is the fashionista of the group, but for my I was going to say my friends here, that was crazy. For my family, let's all go across and do fashion tips, even if we don't think we have one.
Really?
Yes.
Fashion
So I'm going to ask you fashion tips. What would you suggest for people to express themselves? What is something that you do? Something you want to see in the world more? Trey, fashion tips.
Knowledge tip, fashion tip. The tip of your shoelace is called an aglet.
Wow. Wow.
That's actually.
I guess it's a fashion tip. I guess
that's really good.
Well, I'm against name brand because just in the sense of I used to think because I was very right here
Big corporation
because big, so it's like if you're a big corporation you're picking your own brand because back in the day they used to brand us and so now you wear a brand and then so I was very serious about it. So I like making my own shirts and stuff so you can make your own statements, but I'm a little kind of a little political, so don't go by don't and I believe everything is rock and roll. Things if it wears out, I keep wearing it.
That's fair. I also don't really care for name brands as long as you look good in it. It doesn't really matter whose name is on it, right? Because it's you that you're representing more than anything else, right?
However, if any name brand organizations would like to sponsor us, please, we're open to that as well. I'm sorry.
I like name brand. I do like certain name brand things, but only when it comes to material, because especially in the quality of the item. Like I have like a couple, like you'll have name brand stuff here and there, but I also like the minimal stuff. Like I don't like if the like do I have a couple pieces where like the logo is stamped over it? Yeah, but most of the time I'll buy things where you barely even see the logo, but I love the material that it's made of, and I sometimes you notice how much sturdier a bag is, or how much wear you can get out of certain clothing pieces. Because like if you buy jeans from one place and buy jeans from another place, one's gonna last you over 5 years, and the other is gonna start. You're gonna start seeing the seams and the riblets coming off of it. So I'm like when it comes to just for me, I like to buy only very specific things. Like once I find something that I really like, I'm gonna buy that specific thing there.
All right. But, ladies, we'll put our hands together for Miss Daryn Curry. If you're just joining us, we're talking to Miss Daryn Curry. She's now the new fourth chair, new guest host, feminine energy, wonderful human being. By proxy, a new daughter because I only have sons, but my goodness, I'm adopting her. And because of her, when we went to that fashion show yesterday, man, I felt like a fancy pants myself. We were sitting in the second row and people were like,
and while we're there, I want to be able to call it the fashion show by name because there's a beautiful representation. It's called Muse Fashion Show.
Right.
That was brought up. It was featured at Empire State Plaza, and I think it had the longest catwalk in the Albany, district. And again, hopefully we have some social media posts. But check out Muse on social media and all the people who are in there support the models, the creators, all that jazz.
And what was the name of the function we were at? You want to say that we were at?
Oh, that was the Black Cultural Fest. That was going on from Friday to Saturday, I believe.
Right. And now listen, just another thing in terms of promotion. Can you tell Larry? I just want to get Larry's information. If you can just yell out there and just tell Larry to come on in here. We're actually
Larry.
Thank you, Nelson. We're actually getting ready to do a shoot ourselves with Mr. Larry Felton. I was trying to give you some information, and you'll be seeing us in places on the internet.
We'll have more of the description coming out soon. And this is what we're going to do. It's called Holding Space, and we're not stalling out.
Right.
As Nels grabs
later.
But I actually have a little bit more time to feature this because I wanted to say, I wanted to give one of my fashion tips because I always thought this was very funny, and this was the only way and the first time I ever felt confident in my idea of dressing. And I find it funny because it's worked for me for years. There's a video game called DC Universe Online. I played that for it's a very old video. I think maybe 16 years old now or something like that.
Older than that.
And what you would do is you got to create your own superhero, but you had a limited color palette to work with all the colors and textures. So I learned that you don't go above 3 colors or 2 shades. And I've been running that for the longest time. So you'll know there's only 2 colors and maybe a couple of shades on the text here. But I got that from a video game called DC Universe Online. Dress the way you want to, which I want to be a superhero.
And that's good to start out with fashion, but you can have more colors. And you can do tints and monochrome, whatever you feel, but it's good to start out that way.
Very good. Well, Larry Felton is here. Let's put our hands to him.
Yes.
Can you just give us the name? We'll have you on camera another time. The name of the organization that you're with that's taking pictures of us today?
Radio X.
Radio X. And you have a website that we can...
RadioX.com.
Okay, Radio X, that's perfect. All right, so we only got a few seconds left, and we just want to thank you. We're going to be taking pictures with Larry, and that's why this episode's a little shorter. But listen, thank you, Darren, for being here.
Oh yeah, no
Absolutely.
problem at all.
And fellas, as always, I love you to the moon and back.
Love you too.
And we love you all for being here at Various Fields.
We'll
See-
catch you on the next one.